okay, and Rita Mulche. PMB, Book of Knowledge, and Rita Mulche. And these are the authors which are used for PMP study material on new exam content outline. So this is the recommended authors which PMP and PMI has declared. So please make it in mind and write it wherever you want. Let me go with the second slide. For certification material, we have a guide to the project management body of knowledge, that is PMBOK and Rita Mulche. And if you want more of content, then you can visit www.pmi.org, where you can get a lot of information. You just note down this pmi.org. This is very important. Whatever the information you need, you can able to get it, where you get a lot of certification material. Okay. And let me go forward. So for learning objectives, PMP certification process is there. And the best practices for project management as per PMB, okay, is to project managers' experience and knowledge for passing the PMP exam. So it is very much important, guys, to have a PMP exam to be passed. And whenever you go through with the training, that won't be enough for the today's market. Today market is more of certification era. Of course, there are a little bit of people who actually accept without certification as well. But when you give candidates, 2 or 3 candidates, an opportunity to face the interview, the more likely the certification guy will get that preference for getting the job. So make sure, guys, you get certified after getting the train. Okay. So why we take the PMP exam? PMP exams are the incentives, are the perks. When you do PMP exam, there are incentives and perks. Let me know what are the incentives and perks. There are 30 to 50% hike in pay package, number one. Career in industry is secured and valued for next couple of decades. Of course, careers in industry is secured because um, I personally have done some certifications on Cisco Collab. Okay, when we have others who are not into collaboration certification, of course they will actually look onto the certification. They will ask for doing certification. They will pay you the certification fees. If you are in a company and you are not certified, they will ask you to pay. They will ask you to certify yourself, and they will pay it. So that is how the importance of certification. So keep in mind in that. And prior to global recognition when a branded certification attested in your profile. Obviously, when your profile is put a logo with PMP certification, obviously you'll get a global recognition. If on site, if you get on sites, there is a lot of probability you'll get an on site because of the certification. So it's very important. Third point is comprehensive knowledge enhancement across all project management areas, which enables successful execution of projects by PMs in organization. Knowledge enhancement is also right because when you start studying for the certification, your knowledge enhancement will improve. It will be enhanced. So that is also one more point. So make sure, guys, you make your mind. You make your mind that we need to do certifications. If you are in a company, then ask your managers whether they're going to pay after the certification. If it is well and good, then go ahead and do some certifications. So increase job opportunities and promotions. Obviously, so there will be increased job opportunities and promotions. What I have feel, I'll tell you about my experience. I have done my certifications in CCI, and the moment I have done the CCI, within 6 months of period, like the performance period, you have to perform well as well. It's not like you are having only certification, you won't perform well. It's not like that. You have to perform well and you have to be certified. Then only you are promoted to certain level. You are promoted to track lead or you are promoted to project manager or senior project manager. That's well and good, right? So next is eligibility to be part of top management. That is also right. Most of the companies, top companies, they actually look it for certification in PMP. If you are certified, then you are eligible. You are in a the door will be open for the top management in the organization. So that is what you have to take care all about. So be certified. See, there are almost like 7 to 8 incentives and perks. So keep in mind, or take a screenshot and paste it on your wall and do the certification. Okay. So PMP certified professionals are highly desired across globe in all sectors of organizations for their job requirements. That's actually true. As I said earlier, the profile will be more in demand when you do certification, right? Okay, guys, let's go to the other page. Okay, next is PMI PMP exam fees. So in PMI membership, it is $139. If it is PMI membership, it is $139 optional. For exam fees for PMI members, if you are enrolled with the PMI member, some of the dollars will get reduced or discounted. That will be $405. For exam fee for non-PMI members, it will be $555, $555. So that is why you have to be a PMI member. Just go to PMI site and see the PMP exam fees who are actually looking for it to write an exam. Just follow these three things. Be a PMI member, $100 will get reduced. So for non-PMI member, it will be $555. So for PMI member, it will be $405. Okay, so qualified to take the exam. To take the exam, you must meet the requirements outlined by PMI. The current requirements are described. So category one is bachelor's qualifying to the exam. So these are the details which I have shown below. Let's move to the slide. Okay, certification process. Certification process is the one where you have to submit an application. If you go to the internet, go to the PMI, submit the application, then PMI will be reviewing your application. Then once reviewed, then you have to pay the fees. Once the fees is paid, then schedule an exam. Once the exam is scheduled, then you have to write an exam. The result pass or fail it will come as. If it is pass, then you are a PMP. If it is not, then you have to retake the exam. So let's start with the introduction to PMI and PMP. There are 10 knowledge areas where the introduction comes in. So first one is project integration management. What is integration management? Integration management, supposing I say, uh, let's take a real-time example. Okay, I have worked on a lot of projects. I'll take one of the projects. For example, a SIP cloud project, which I can able to describe. For example, when a technical owner and a project manager is working together, and project manager want to start the project, and he has a project plan, and he approaches technical owner. Okay, then he describes what is the project plan. Then the technical owner gives the list of technicality, like these are things, number of 10 to 20 steps he has given the tasks. For example, for moving into the cloud, the DID range need to be converted. Then the phones is required. The communicators are required. From PMI, sorry, from SIP conversion is required. Cloud conversion is required. So these are the lists which actually gives by technical owner, and this project management actually looks on to the task, and he approaches to the SIP owner, which is a British telecom, AT&T or whatsoever. So the integration, whatever the project manager plays an integration role, because he integrates with the technical owner, he integrates with the SIP provider, which is AT&T or British Telecom or France Telecommunication. So these are the integration. He integrates from one vendor to another. He integrates the stakeholder with the customer. He integrates stakeholder with the technical owner. So it is actually merging things. Okay, that is what it is called integration management. Okay, scope management. What is scope management? Scope management is something a requirement is needed. For example, a project manager wants to start a project. He want to integrate with the client. He want to integrate with the client. He want to know the client what he wants. He want then when he approaches to the client, he asks about the scope. What is the scope of the project? Then he outlines the scope. He takes the meeting with the project manager and technical owner. He says, we have Avaya products, we have landman products. We need to remove all these landman. We need to remove all the Avaya products. Then we need to insert Cisco products. So he outlines the scope. This is called scope. Okay. When you manage this scope, it is called scope management. Got it? When you manage the scope, then it is called scope management. Let's start with the schedule management.
Can you just describe scope with some example? I couldn't get it completely.
Okay, fine. For example, if a project manager, if a project manager is asking about what is the requirement of this project, project manager don't know what is the scope. So he approaches to the client, he approaches to the stakeholder and asks what is the scope for this project. Okay, then the client says, scope is we have a lot of Avaya products in our environment. We have a lot of landman products in our environment. We want to eradicate all the Avaya products. We want to remove all the landman products. We want a fresh setup. He says all these things. This is called a scope. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, this is scope. Okay, how you manage this scope and take to an execution is called scope management.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So it is
So next
nothing
is
about the requirement, you mean to say.
correct. That's correct. Yeah, it is nothing but the requirement.
Okay.
When the stakeholder says this is my requirement, when he says Avaya products don't have to be there in our environment, just remove Avaya products. Just remove
Mm-mm.
LAN WAN network. Okay, just insert only Cisco products. This is scope. This is a
Uh,
requirement. Then he
Cisco
understands
in
the project.
cloud or on premises like that, we need to know, right?
Yeah, correct.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, that is what the main difference is. Okay, let's go on with this schedule management. What is schedule management? Okay, you understood the scope management. Now, what project manager do? He will schedule it. How he will schedule it? He schedules with the technical owner. He takes together with the technical owner. He takes resource managers. He takes control of stakeholders. He take care of owners, change management owners. Then he schedules it. For first day, IP addresses has to be there. For second day, uh, BT or AT&T approvals has to be there. For third day, technical owner has to be ready with the technical stuff with LLD or HLD. So these are the schedules prepared by whom? Prepared by project manager. Okay. So he takes care of resource management. He takes care of stakeholder management. He takes care of technical owners. So he takes care of service providers. Tech, project manager will do the everything integration part. Okay, he takes care of resource management. He takes care of service provider. He takes care of stakeholder management. Everything he does just because of running smooth with this project. Okay, no questions, right? Next is
Ilyas, one thing. So coming to service portal or whatever is vendor, who will decide that? So client will say, I need this vendor, or we need to, as a project manager, we need to suggest.
either of it. If at all, sometimes what happens is client will have a good relationships with the service provider.
Vendors, service providers.
Then they will go with that service provider. Okay,
Okay.
because at the time, the billing is important. Who has to pay it? Suppose British Telecom is paying high, is charging high. AT&T is charging less. If you want to go with the BT, let him go with the BT. The cost, who will bear the cost? Service provider is good. AT&T is also good. BT is also good. At the end of time, the cost matters. Okay. If the client says BT is good, I can bear the cost, no problem. You can go and talk to him. Then it is okay. We can go and go with BT. It's not like that. It's the billing which actually makes a difference, and the service provider's quality that actually uh, um, matters about. Okay.
And another thing, so we need to check whether that vendor or service provider is authorized from the respective company or not, or it is not required. If it is suppose new vendor, so if client says, then so company will accommodate that whatever the vendor is.
Most of the companies, whatever they like is they have a very good rapport. They have very good in talk in the market, and they have very good rating from the market standards. Then only they will take it, or else they won't prefer it.
My actual question in the company, is there anything like authorized list? So we these are the vendors, these are the service providers like that, or
Of course, there will be.
hmm. So if when a client is asking some other person like new vendor, than the
Hmm.
list, then in that case, how we will proceed?
Most of the cases, what happens is supposing say Wipro and HCL is there, okay? Do you think Wipro and HCL will take uh, some provider which is not aware of? Do you think like that?
No,
They have
maybe
a
in the
very
market,
bad,
they might be in the market with the goodwill.
yeah, that's what I mean. If they are good in the market and they are good in playing certain things in the market, then only they get into picture. And most likely the client should also be having that kind of supposing say in India, HCL takes some of the vendor which client doesn't know. So client doesn't want that. If he wants that, then he has to be in the same page. Both the project manager as well as the stakeholder has to be on the same page. If
Okay.
there is a list of 500 vendors, okay, then they will choose any one among them. Okay, got it?
Okay, I got it, got it. So
I
it's
think
mutual understanding between both.
it depends on the service and the cost.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. As I told earlier, it's a service and cost which matters. Though the company charges very high the cost, even though it maintains the quality, then it is upon the client decision. Okay,
Okay.
let's go to cost management. Cost management is something, for example, I'll take one real example. Okay, I have done one IPT deployment project. Okay, where there were 4,500 IP phones, and some of them are servers, call manager server, publisher, subscribers, and voice gateways. Okay, so for this to be implemented, you need to have engineers, you need to have servers. You're taking servers from where? From from Cisco. Okay, from Cisco, you're taking the service. The uh, the the what's called the products. The products you are taking from the Cisco. Okay, and who is going to install the Cisco phones? Some of the workers who actually want to deploy all the phones, they will do it. So where you're actually spending your money, so you're spending money to purchase, okay? You're spending money to purchase of what? Servers. You're spending money for hiring workers, for deploying phones, yes, for and for engineers to configure and to install and to do the LLD and HLD. So all these things includes in the costs. Okay, you are paying cost for vendor, Cisco. You are paying cost for workers. You are paying cost uh, for I- for configuring servers. Okay, 1 minute, hold on. So for all these things, you need the cost. Okay. So how you manage this cost is the cost management. You can't just directly give a worker with 1,000 rupees for 1 day, right? You have to manage, like you have to give him like 300 to 400 rupees per day, right? You can't give 10,000 rupees for an engineer for a single day, right? You have to give at least 4,000 or 5,000 per day. So these are the things you need to have a cost management. You need to manage the cost. How you manage the cost? If you're uh, out of your cost, whatever the budget is allocated, then you're not a good project manager. So you have to be very much very much good in budgeting, allocating the money for the certain people in the entire project. Do you understand?
Yes, Ilyas.
Yes.
Okay. Quality management. What is quality management? See, you are doing project management entirely. You are doing project management entirely, and somehow in the very fast move, you are doing some mistakes. Okay, you are not putting things rightly. You are not documenting things properly. You are not communicating properly. You are not showing yourself very correctly. So that is where the quality management comes. When you are documenting things SOP, okay, SOP, you have to be very clear, like whatever you are doing. I mean, for example, I'll take one real time example. Take example of SIP cloud. Okay. So when you are documenting SOP, when a client says, write down all these things, you need to remove Avaya, you need to remove LAN and WAN. You need to document all those things. You can't miss out any single thing, right? You need to ask questions. If at all you are having any doubts, take the project, the technical owner with you on the same call. Let the technical owner ask questions. Okay. Then you note it down, whatever the single things which are very important, you have to write it down. If you're supposing, say, auto attendant is not there, some parking numbers are not there, or SIP numbers are not there, you missed it, then it's gone. Project is gone. You'll not be put into very good project manager. You'll be seen as a bad quality manager. That is what I can say. So it is very much because clients are very much interested about your quality, not your work. The quality work they are very much interested. Every single bit is important, whatever you do. Okay, you got my point, guys. Then
Yes.
resource
Yep.
management. Resource management is also very much important. For example, I'll give one real time example. Um, take the same IP deployment project. Okay. So in this IPT deployment project, you need workers, you need engineers, you need a service provider vendor, you need you need to what is the one which is product also required. So all these are resources. Okay. So if you miss any one of the resource, then the time will be hampered. In that time, in that schedule, this thing has to be happened. If the Cisco is sending this Cisco products at the same time, it is the project manager's issue that where he has to develop all the products in time. He should align all the products in line so that the engineers can perform at the same time. Anything happens, any wrong thing happen, project manager has to be blamed because any escalation happen, supposing a Cisco guy is not sending the product, he has to highlight product is not in this picture in this scheduling time. That is SLA. Okay. If it falls into the SLA, then project manager is free of mind. If it is not falling on the SLA, then he's gone. So what I'm not being harsh to you, but I'm saying you have to be very proactive with these projects. You have to be very harsh when dealing with the projects. When you are interacting with the resource management